Good morning, St. Michael's families and students. This is Mr. Pedigo in the 7th and 8th grade classroom. It is early Wednesday morning, and we are going to be working on scales today. And we introduced a new scale on Tuesday in music class, and it was the D major scale. But this time we included a second octave into it. Now, we've talked about octaves before. An octave is a series of 8 notes. So when we're playing a D scale, the first octave would be on the D string, starting there. That was a series of 8 notes. That's the first octave, and what we introduced on Tuesday was the second octave of that scale. And what makes this a little bit more challenging is the fact that we have to shift positions when we're playing the scale, because we run out of available notes in the first position. And when I talk about first position, I'm talking about starting with your first finger in the traditional or the first position there, right where you would normally start it. I'm bad about explaining octaves, and I wish I was better. But we're gonna make sense of it all in this video. So anyway, when you start here, you end your first octave, and you get on this third finger on the A string. That's a D note, and so that's also the beginning of the second octave. So it begins here on a D, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. And that's where we're going to begin our second octave. So we're going to play there, but watch this. Oh no, we ran out of notes. What are we going to do? Here's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to shift up to the third position on the violin, okay? In the third position, I think this is relatively easy to remember and understand, is when you're playing here, you're going to slide up and shift. Your first finger is going to become your third finger right there, right? So you've slid up on the neck of the violin, and your first finger is where your third finger would be, okay? So let me show that again. Right? That allows us, that shifts you to go right to, right? That's going to allow us to complete the scale, the second octave of the scale. So let me play through it and kind of demonstrate what that'll look like, okay? Let's just begin with the third finger on the A string, or D note, okay? Right? So we went up, and that is the finger positions. When we start, you see my first finger is where my third finger would be. My second finger follows my third finger, and also my pinky finger, my fourth. And that is the last note in the second octave of the D major scale. It's also a D, okay? So what I'd like for us to practice is just that slide. I think we should work on starting on our third finger on the A string. And it's difficult because the violin is a fretless instrument, and that we don't have any indication as to where our fingers should go. And the only way to really get that understanding is by practice and by being very in tune with what you're hearing and note matching. That's why learning by ear is such a crucial part of the violin. So let's play that through a couple times. We're just going to play the second octave of the D major scale, and we're going to do it slowly with long bows, and we're going to work on our shift, and we're going to come back down, okay? Here we go. Slide back down here. Let's do that one more time, okay? Let's go ahead and play both octaves together, starting on the open D, and we'll play the second octave of the scale with us. Here we go. I'm going to play this note twice. Again twice. There you have it. That's the second octave of the D major scale. This will be a great exercise not only for slides, not only for scales, but also for fourth finger, because that's going to be the first scale that we've incorporated with the fourth finger. So good luck in your practice, and I'll see you all in class.